Okay, hello everybody. We're back with the Moronic run. Is it truly moronic enough for you? Let's see, can I defeat a boomerang bros while small? Maybe? Almost. Let me get the timing right on this. Yeah, there we go. Booyah. I'm a lot more confident at this game than I used to be when I was like 13 or whatever. And part of it is the save states. The save states do help. But, oh yeah, and my first recording, like, came out better than I thought it did, so I'm pretty pleased with that, and I'm pretty glad that I decided to start recording this game. This is fun. This is something I kind of didn't think I would do, but then I just said, screw it, let's just do it and have fun while doing it, and that's the most important thing. So, I'm sure everybody knows this, but like the blocks that come to life and start jumping around are not shiny, and that's the trick. That's how you know. Those who know, those who know. God, all the memes that have emerged in the last, whatever, 2,000 years. No, not 2,000 years. 2025. Right? That is still the year, right? 2025. I don't know why it wouldn't be. I heard they were working on a project about it. No, see, that's the thing. I have gotten a lot more political these days, but, you know, Let's Players on the internet tend not to be really political. And you don't need to wait for this whole thing. It's just coins. But, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard for me to not talk about politics, you know, because I'm so... Yeah, no, unironically, I have become... let's just say I watch, like, a lot of videos about politics, etc., but I know that that isn't real politics. I know that there's, like, a real world out there. But I'd say my politics have changed a lot over the years, especially since, like, 2020. Even, like, since 2024, I kind of got radicalized after the 2024 election, but I don't want to really get too deep into that because this is Mario Bros. 3 the Moronic run, and I didn't want this LP to be too deep or anything. I wanted this to be like a silly, like, stupid haha Ghostbusters use their machine to hook it up to your dick. What? It hurts when they activate it to remove ghost. I can quote that entire album by heart. It's one of my fatal flaws / proudest achievements. What's the line from that Homestar? My secret shame / proudest moment. And she's like, this kombucha is really strong, sads loogie. I was gonna say I haven't watched Homestar in a while, but that's actually not true. I was just watching a bunch of Spemails. I had this one really cool chemistry teacher in high school, and he quoted Spemail virus in class. He quoted the line, Edgar, drop a train on them, which unfortunately I wasn't super familiar with enough to know that specific line when he quoted that cartoon in class. I'm curious, what is up here? What is up, my Doge? Nothing interesting? Maybe interesting? Interesting stuff? Interesting shenanigans? Dubai chocolate? Dubai chocolate? I hate the Dubai chocolate trend. Yeah, also, yeah. Anyway. What was I talking? I don't know. I got distracted by capitalism, clearly. Well, that just felt that made this whole level feel just kind of cheap because it removed any and all challenge from it. Because it's like, hey, here's the upstairs section of the Pizzaplex. Gregory, you need to climb into my nutsack, and you need to stimulate my prostate. You remember when, like, I don't know, I used to be on Instagram and not anymore, which, thank fucking God, and I'm glad I never got a TikTok. But, I don't know, I used to follow all this, like, relationship advice and, like, sex coach stuff, and I remember, like, absolutely being incredulous when people said that, oh, like, the prostate is the male G-spot. I was like, there's no way. There's no way. That's the stupidest thing I've heard. But, you know, apparently... why am I talking about this? This is the stupidest subject. Okay, so I guess this is a level I have to explain why ducking is hard. And ordinarily you're kind of just supposed to run and duck under this, but I'm trying to... Why is it so precise? God frickin' balls baloney. Also, that was amazing. Also, God frickin' balls baloney was amazing. Can I get it again? Let's just use the shell. I said use... Okay, this level might force me to either go small or explain why I can't duck. So I have a problem ducking because... So right now I'm using an N64 controller, right? The N64 controller, while it's a 4-directional D-pad, it's designed with 8-directional capacities, meaning you can go like northwest, northeast, southwest, southeast. But I don't think the NES controller had that same function. So the NES controller just gets a bit confused. It's like, oh, you're going down. Oh, you're pressing down. Oh, you're pressing left now. Oh, you're pressing right. No, I'm not. I'm trying to go down. Like the run and duck technique in this game involves some pretty precise timing of when you press the button. But the thing is, in order for this emulator to recognize it as the down button, it has to be, like, exactly on the money down. Otherwise, it'll think you're pushing, like, left or right. That was a very, like, stupid, convoluted explanation. Also, 3 flowers? That's never fucking happened. Like, what? What? I think everybody knows that if you run fast at the end of every level, you always get a star. And then, if you get 3 stars, you get a 5-up. I've probably gotten 3 mushrooms, like, once, but never 3 flowers, so that's kind of amazing. Also, no, mushroom, don't go that way. Okay, it's fine, whatever. I don't know if there's a way to sort of patch up my emulator for this game specifically, or like, I guess for NES games specifically, to be more compatible. But the thing is, I also use this emulator for N64 games a lot, so I don't want to mess with it too much. It's whatever. I'm still figuring stuff out as my therapist would allow me to say. I like this king. He got turned into an inchworm. Every king gets turned into a different animal, and I guess the animal is supposed to fit the theme of the level of the environment. Oh, I'm supposed to push a button. Sorry for forgetting I have to input. Yes, the screen is sort of weirdly cut off on the left. And yes, there's like weird kind of off coloration glitches on the right side of the screen when it loads in. Again, emulator issues. Like, I do legit own this game on Wii Virtual Console, and I paid for it and shit and everything legal. But even if I was doing that, like, that version still has lag and stuff. And I have decided not to, you know, record anything on Wii since about 2021, I think that was. And I think I've told that story again and again and again on this channel. But the thing, it kind of makes me a little bit sad and nostalgic because there were LPs that I had planned that now I don't know how I would accomplish them. But I mean, it more than makes up by the fact that I have so many options with Steam and emulator and other such stuff, and even just random games off of Game Jolt and Itch and all these other, you know, honestly, PC gaming and, you know, Mac gaming, but just computer gaming in general is such a much bigger and more diverse world than console gaming. But, you know, when I was younger, when I was starting this channel, I was really looking forward to certain Let's Plays. Like, Twilight Princess was one of them. And then Skyward Sword. And Mario Galaxy. And those are probably the only ones that I'm, like, sad now that I can't do. But, you know, that's just 3 games compared to, like, the wealth of games that are available to me through PC and Mac and emulator, etc., etc., etc. Also, just the number of Super Mario 64 hacks that are out there. Which is kind of what my jam has been recently. I kind of love/hate Super Mario 64 hacks because, you know, I love the creativity that goes into making them, but 1, I'm, like, not the best SM64 player out there, and 2, sometimes I just need a break from 3D platformers and 3D games in general, because in a game where you have to, like, constantly move the camera around to see your surroundings, it can get very easy to get kind of motion sick from that. And you know, I've had a love affair with 3D platformers going back to high school. And when I was starting this channel, I remember being like, oh, I need to do more 3D platformers and just, like, 3D games in general, including Zelda. Like, and I was like, oh, Mario 64 is my only one. Or in 2020, it was Majora's Mask is my only one. Not counting Endless Ocean. Which next month is going to be exactly 10 years since I started Endless Ocean. Which was not my first Let's Play on here, but it was... Oh, I fucked that up. It was my first... it's my oldest Let's Play on this channel that I haven't made unlisted. Let's just put it that way. I still absolutely love that game. My Wii is still at my parents' apartment, but whenever I get the chance to visit, I will try to play Endless Ocean or Fluidity. Or even, like, I don't know, it's stupid, but Wii Music brings back a lot of nostalgia. Wii Sports Resort. Kirby's Epic Yarn, or even Kirby's Adventure I have on, I used to have on Wii Virtual Console. I also have it on Kirby's Dream Collection. Which is just, like, sort of 6 Virtual Console Kirby games just packaged as a Wii game for Kirby's 25th anniversary. You can never have enough Kirby. Apparently they're coming out with, like, a sequel to Kirby's Air Ride, basically. But I don't really follow new games on the Switch, because I don't have a Switch, so I barely know like what's going on there. So yeah. Mario is orange. I got a star. Pause. Why not? Oh, a frog suit. I never really use frog suit. It feels too awkward. It, like, completely changes the controls. Let's do that over. While you're in the water. And I'm not a big fan of the way it feels. This isn't a thing, is it? You see how I tap down and it immediately starts going left? Okay, this is the puzzle castle. I can never remember how this one works. And I'm completely serious. Like, I've beaten this game twice now. And I've gotten to this part of the game, obviously, several times. But I never remember how this freaking, stinking, stupid, stankin' castle works, because it's so stupid and it's infuriating. Because it's like, oh, look at all these doors. It's the Monty Hall problem, which, if you know what the Monty Hall problem is, you're smart. No, I don't know. You know random trivia, and knowing random trivia is a good thing because Jeopardy and the effects of capitalist society. You have wings? It reminds me of when there was like a cockroach in my high school, which used to happen all the time because my high school was in the basement of like a larger building that had several schools in it. So there were roaches, but oh, I don't like these guys. They're underwater. Like, come on, what the fuck is that? So I guess we have to do the boom boom again. Yay, boom boom. Boom boom, get out of here. Thank you. There was a flying roach in our high school, and like, I never knew roaches could have wings before that incident, so I don't know, it was just crazy. But then I remember, like, one of my acquaintances in college told me, like, oh yeah, I'm from Alabama and we have the flying kind there. Wow, what a jerk. Thank God the first one isn't in the water. That's what made the first one so hard. Pause. You make me hard. You stimulate my glands. Imagine using that as a pickup line. Just be like, hey babe, you stimulate my glands. What even is this commentary, dude? This is the stupidest commentary I've done in a long time, and... Well, yeah, that's actually a good point. I've, not done live commentary in a really long time. My last two major projects on here were Even the Ocean and Taiken Sons, which were both post-commentary. Oh, this might be difficult, because I can't, like, duck properly. Oh well. I'll just have to do it like that. That's fine. Yeah, two of my major projects were no commentary. Aw, man. And those were Even the Ocean and Taiken Sons. And then I've been doing B3313. That's been all post-commentary. And then I'm technically still doing Rocket Robot on Wheels, and that's been kind of a mix of live commentary and post-commentary. I was not enjoying that game for a while. that game gets kind of brutally anally difficult. And if you know me, I don't like anal, so never mind. No, I do like that game. It's just... I used to, like... It has a really fun soundtrack, and I used to love that soundtrack in high school, and I still do. People always say that, like... Oh, I used to blah blah blah. It's like, oh, what happened? Why don't you love it anymore? Why don't you like it anymore? I don't mean I don't like it anymore. I just meant that, like, you know, 10 years ago I had, like, a phase where I was, like, really super into it. And, like, since then I've been into other things, but I still like that one thing. Like, I just get annoyed when people take phrases overly literally. But yeah, Rocket Robot on Wheels, again, going back to my, sort of tying into what I was saying earlier about sometimes you get sick of 3D platformers, because they either have shitty cameras and you're constantly, like, turning the camera to see where you're supposed to go, and doing that for too long, I think, can really start to make you motion sick. But a lot of my favorite games are 3D platformers, so we'll get this Toad House, and then we will be on our way. Another frog suit? Come on, man. I'm not... Whatever. Okay, ending the episode with a nugget of wisdom. Brush your teeth.